Hey friends, it's Tracy. I'm going to share the supplies I used to create this country farmhouse bee deco mesh wreath.
Okay, for my bee wreath, I'm going to use a larger 18-inch wire frame that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and this one's going to be a little bit bigger to accommodate my sign. It's an oblong sign, and so I need the extra room to make, you know, the wreath look really nice. I'm going to start with this 21-inch burlap with the black ribbing going through it. I do have a tutorial of how I attach my 21-inch mesh in my Wreath Basics tutorial, also in the description under my helpful tips videos. This is going to be my third 10-inch mesh that I'm going to be putting into the holes. I'll show you that a little bit later once I get the wreath to that part. But anyway, I'll probably cut these at 14 inches and just put that in just the one in between the two meshes so that I have a full wreath. And this is how my wreath looks after I get all of the poofs on. I did on this 18-inch wreath, I did about 9 inches on the inner ring, and then I did about 9.5, 10 inches on the outer ring. I go across the middle because I like that. It gives a little bit more cushion and substance to the middle of my wreath. In addition to the 21-inch mesh, once I get the base on, then I'm going to be putting on some 10-inch mesh. I'm going to put these two together. I'm going to cut them at 12 inches, and then this is my second set. I'm going to alternate these a zigzag pattern like I like to do. I'll put these in one tie, and then I'll put these two together in another tie. And this is how my wreath looks on the first layer of the 10-inch deco mesh. And so what I did, guys, is I just zigzag up, down, up, down, up, down. Then I will go to my next set of ribbon and then put them in the other pipe cleaners. And here is my second set of the deco mesh that I'm going to put into the other ties to make the 16 pipe cleaners. And here is how my 10-inch mesh looks once I put all 16 of them in the ties. I just zigzag them around the wreath, and then like in between here, I call it the holes, like in between the two sets of mesh, that's where I'll put the 14-inch of the black and burlap. I'll just put that in there just to kind of mix up the color. And so I included that black and craft mesh in between the two other ones. And I just added 8 of those. So I have a total of 24 pipe cleaners that I will put the ribbon in. Okay, one of the questions I get is, how do you pick your ribbon? And so honestly, it really depends on what season I'm in, and also a lot depends on my sign that I'm going to put on my wreath. So again, this sign is from Deco Exchange. There is a link in my link tree if you would like to visit the website to see if you can find something, or this one or something similar. Anyway, so I just pulled out all of the ribbon that I had that would kind of coordinate. Since this is a larger wreath, I like a lot of ribbon. I like a lot of substance. And so that is kind of, you know, my thought process. Anyway, this is going to be one set. This is from Craft Outlet. These two, this middle one is from Walmart during the Christmas season. This is from probably Craft Outlet. All of these three are from Craft Outlet, these three. This is from Hobby Lobby, this is from Craft Outlet, and this is from Hobby Lobby. This is from Craft Outlet, Hobby Lobby, and then Craft Outlet. And so what I'll do is I will cut them at 13 inches. I'll use my little tiny attacher, my little stapler, to put my bundles together. And then I will have 24 bundles of ribbon. I'm going to cut 6 of each of these bundles since I have 4, and I need 24 bundles for my wreath. I switched these 2 ribbons out because I don't have enough to make 6 13-inch ribbons for this, so I'm going to use this one that I got from Sam's Club. And then I decided to switch these two. I'm going to use this little bumblebee ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to switch it out with this one. And so I have all of my ribbon bundles put together. Again, that is how I kind of determine what ribbons I'm going to put in my wreath, kind of the season and the colors in the sign. For my sign, I attached it with these 1-inch cable ties, just with some Gorilla Glue and hot glue, and then I thread pipe cleaners on there. And then one of the things that helps me is, I picked up this tip from another wreath maker, is to get it to thread through the mesh. I just these needles, it's a yarn needle that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just hook it on to the pipe cleaner, and then I just thread it through the mesh, and that way I can thread it through and attach it to the back of the wreath. For some embellishments, I'm going to cut off several of these, probably use all 4 of them. They're metal, and this is from Hobby Lobby. They were in the spring section, and they're little bees, and so I think they're perfect for these wreaths. Right, so what I did is I just clipped them off of that little rail, or that wreath, and then I'm going to attach them to my wreath form just with some pipe cleaners. I just glued them, like this was the little metal piece, and so I just twisted that on there, and then I glued that down so that it would give it extra stability. Anyway, so I'm just gonna include these around my wreath just for decoration. I'm going to add some, embellishments and flowers in there just to kind of, bring them out. So I have some of these yellow flowers and these white, kind of baby's breath looking flowers from Walmart. These I think came from Michael's. And then these daisies came from Hobby Lobby. I'll cut them apart and put a still pick on them, with my still picks machine. I do have a video on that in my Wreath Basics tutorial. And so anyway, so what I do is I just go around the wreath and just put as much as until I get the lightness and where it looks really nice. And what I did is when I started putting the bees on there, I decided just to put 2 of the bees because that just looked a little better. Once I added all of the flowers and the embellishments, I felt that 2 bees were just enough. Anyway, so I'm loving all of these different florals that are in there, and this whole entire wreath that's perfect for summer.